Hi guys, Milne here, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well today. This time round we're going to be covering a little camp I've done called Yasmin's Takeouts. Now it's a simple little build, it's quite relatively easy, and hopefully we'll walk through this together and you should end up with something quite decent. I'd just like to say a massive thank you to everybody who's supporting the channel so far. Your help is pushing that channel further and further up, and I can't thank you enough. So with all that said, let's get into this. So I built this one just north of 76 up by Lady Janet's soft serve, and we're going to be building just on this road here, as you'll see right there, and we've got a nice little flat spot just up there. Okay, so we're starting off with a 3x2 foundation, and I've got a marker foundation out to the side. So we're going to remove those two middle ones because we need to bring all these over by half. This is why I've got the marker foundation, so I can get back to this later. I'm going to stick another marker foundation out to here because I need to move these floors around again, and it just makes life a little bit easier. So we're going to start off with a quarter catwalk so we can bring the front two foundations and the back two foundations quarter catwalk each. Right, so now that they're all moved out, we're going to place down some temporary walls because we're going to be working on the roof first. So just simply place down a temporary wall and then put on two bits of roof just like I've shown here, and then we're going to want to change the direction of these two roofs just so we can break the tie because we don't need that wall there. Right, now that them first ones are placed, we can set up a little flamer trap and we can burn all these. Right, so now using that marker foundation, we can move these back ones back to the marker, and then we'll move this one out of the way because we need to step it forward by half a catwalk this time. Right, so now you can move those ones to meet that, and this will give us the centre part of this roof. As you can see, the foundation is directly halfway between our two burnt roofs. Right, so next we're going to want to place a roof on here, but be careful because it will want to snap to the burnt roofs, and you want to get it bang on centre like that. And we put one on the other side. Don't forget to change the direction of the roof so we can get rid of that temporary wall, and then you can go ahead and burn it. With all that burnt, we're going to move these back to our marker foundation, and then we're going to start on the triangles to fill in the top part of this wall. Right, so all this is going to want to be double walled, so I'm just using a quarter catwalk there just so I can double all these walls up, place them two front ones. And then as you see on this back one, I can't get a catwalk in. So like I showed in my last tutorial, we're going to use the magical door to flip the wall round. So starting off with a doorway, we're going to place in a door into that. Then we can change that into a flat wall in which it can be removed. And then we can use the door to flip the wall round. Next, taking some brick triangles, we're going to place them on top, and then we can burn them so we can double those up as well. Right, while the back ones are burning, we can do the front ones, and the flamer didn't even start burning, so let's store that and start again, and then hopefully we can start burning the back ones. Once they're broken, we can double up the triangle walls. Still use the brick ones at the moment because we're going to want to take out those doorways underneath because they're just temporary. All we want is the floating triangles. So in order to do that, you need to use the brick triangles. Once they're done, we can get rid of those walls and then go and do the front. Right, so now that's all burnt, you should be left with this, and we can then move all our foundations back to the original set of foundations, the 2x3. Okay, with that, we're going to next double wall all the way round here. Remembering that I can't get a catwalk in there, so I'm going to have to do the old doorway trick again. Next, you want to take some brick triangles and we're going to place them just like this. Now, using some corner roofs, we're going to fill in these gaps. Right, so once you've done all that, we can just go ahead and burn all the brick triangles, and we're going to want to burn those roofs as well. Now we can just go around and place in any old triangle just to double up those walls. So now, after a week of going round and round this build, placing in triangles and burning them, we're going to put in 2 flat roofs either side, but don't place any in the middle because we want to leave that part of the roof nice and open. Right, so now we place the last of those roofs in, we can go and hit the repair button and you should be left with something looking like this. Now, that's pretty much the outside of the build done, roughly. I'm going to now build the porch, but obviously this only really applies if you've got the sort of materials that I'm going to be using. Right, now I need to scroll through masses of inventory to find the brick posts. Now, obviously this depends on which sort of post you might own, whether it's the stone pillar or the red brick one or the medieval one. I went with the medieval set on this one purely because I don't really use this as much as I should, and I really like the overall looks of it. So we're just going to roughly place 2 of these half walls down, and then you can just push them as tight as they go up against this wall. And then going on inside, I'm going to change the inner wall over to the mine set, the one with the silly little roof like overhang piece on it, just like that. And then what I want to do is I want to bring in those stone walls a bit tighter, just so it looks like it sits on the pillars of the wall, the roof, like, if you know what I mean. Right, so once you're happy with where all that's sitting, we're going to take the iron gate, and I want to push this on the front. Now, as it is, you can see it won't fit because of intersecting problems. So what we need to do is we need to change that back to a standard wall, and then we're going to want to take the old burner, and we're going to want to burn those 2 stone walls so that we can place our gate in. Once they are burned, the gate will just snap straight into place, just like that. Beautiful. Right, then you can go ahead and repair everything, put your roof back on, place a door in that doorway, and that's the doorway's done. Next, I'm going to be filling in the posts in the corners of the build. Now, with these red brick ones and the stone ones, they sit on top of each other nice and simply, as you can see. But obviously the ones I choose to use, the medieval ones, they just don't want to get support on each other. So I'm going to show you a quick little trick on how to get these 2 together. Right, in order to do this, we're going to need to do a foundation merge. So I've placed 2 foundations relatively high off the floor, and then we're going to want to pick up that foundation, which has got the stone post on it, until it goes green, which is there. And then holding on the action button, you can just push down and release, and it will foundation merge it. I needed to go a little bit further because it still wasn't getting support. Basically, the whole thing is that the more you push it into the foundation, the top post that I'm trying to put on top will get support from the foundation, not what I'm putting it on. So as you can see, I've pushed it down a little bit more, and then voila, we're on top. Now it's just a question of lining it all up as best as you can. Right, only when you're happy with it, you can pull it all out of the foundation, picking up the bottom post, and then we're going to want to get the old buddy system out and merge them down, just so we lose that spike. Right, so the first part of this whole putting the post on top, make sure you take your time, because as you can see, mine's not perfect, but luckily for me, I've already done this before, and there's my blueprint. Make sure you blueprint everything, just for future reference and everything, just, you know, in case you need to use it later on a different build. Now, this won't get support placing it down, so there's a little trick to do this. If you bring the one foundation up nice and high, then you place the post so it's near the foundation. At some point in a minute, it's going to get support from the foundation, and then we can place it. Once you place it the first time, you can move it around as much as you want. As you can see, when I placed it, it did separate again. So you're going to have to bring it back onto the old buddy system and just merge it back down. Now you want to do this another 3 times. So we've got 4 posts for each corner of the building in total. Right, now that I've got all my posts done and ready, we can start moving these into position. Now, as you can see, when I place this, because I'm always looking down, you look up and there's still another gap. So the way I got round this was that I jumped back into my inventory and started scanning through, and then found the pit barrels. Now, I got some of these off a scoreboard and some out of an atom shop, so it all depends on whether you've got them. Maybe you could use the radiation barrel, but anyway, I chose the white one and placed the post on top, and that filled in that gap nicely. And there we have it, perfect height for what I want. Now you're going to need to go around and do each corner of the house. Now, as you can see on this side, when I place it down, it sits higher than the other side, but you know, it's easy enough. Grab the buddy system, and then you're going to want to merge that post, and it's going to drop into the barrel just a bit. Keep checking as you're going, just so you don't obviously merge it too far down. And yeah, happy days. Right, now with these posts, you're going to want to try and push them into the corner of the house as close as possible. As you can see, there's still a gap. You can easily just take out those bottom walls and then move it right so it's tight to the foundation, and then you can just simply go ahead and place back your walls. If your walls won't go back in for whatever reason, burn the barrel so that the posts disappear completely, and then the walls will just snap back in. Right, and then that's pretty much the tutorial done. Now it's just for you to go around, change all the walls over and decorate to how you want. I'm going to just quickly show you, I used a prefab and I got it quite low to the floor, so just in case you don't know, I'm going to show you how to get prefabs nice and low. I'm going to start off by getting a foundation as low as possible, as you can see, and then you're going to want to place a wall and a door. Change the wall over to a flat piece, get rid of the wall, get rid of the foundation, so we're left with just a floating door. Then you can just pick whichever prefab you like, and it will snap straight in like that, and it just sort of keeps them nice and low, because all these prefabs, they've got such a horrible base on them. It's just a great little way. This will work with most of the prefabs, but not all of them, so bear that in mind. Right, now we're going to just take a minute. I'm going to have a little walk around the camp, show you a few little merges that I've done, just in case anyone's interested. And yeah, so I built a little outside sort of barbecue-y area here, and I've just took this table, merged down a couple of the butcher's tables onto it, just so I've got the knives, thrown a few jars out, just for a bit of decoration really. Then over here we got a little cooking station, which I've just basically covered all the gaps with a bit of brambles, placed in a fish to cook, I guess. The old vendor is there, and then I built all of this. I wanted to sort of make walls around this canopy tent, so to speak. So what I'd done was all of these defense walls, they're merged down onto this rock, as you can see, because they were sitting too high and things were just getting in the way. I've got a conduit merged down into the rock here as well, in which I wanted to hang a nice bit of meat, obviously for cooking. That will get support straight off of the conduit, which is great. In order to place that, you're going to need to burn the rock, in which it gets rid of those scrap walls, and then you can place that in. And then on this side, the same as the other side, I've just merged them down, just because I'm on a hill. It's, you know, I don't like seeing gaps on the bottom and everything else. If you need to burn things low, you can take a flamer, just merge it down onto a mat, keeps it nice and low, and you can burn things ground level.
I should visit that giant teapot next time I go out.
Alright, so on this side, when I built this camp, we'd just got these sort of whatever they are, garden, greenhousey sort of cagey things. They will just snap to the foundations nice and easy. To get these brambles in, all I've done was just move them out of the way, place the brambles in the dirt, and then they will just snap straight back on top. And all I've done is, yeah, just filled it up with a few flowery things. Now we're going to head on inside and I'll show you a few merges that I've done in here. I'll link the full video to this, even though you've seen it already now, but I will link it all in the description. Now over here, because the theme I went with was like a sort of takeaway cafe, whatever you want to call it. So we've got Yasmin in here because she loves using her cooker. And I've just placed down the kitchen that Bethesda gave us, merged down Yasmin on top, and then we've got the washer dryers merged in. I mean, I don't know why you need a washer and dryer in a takeaway house, but you know, why not? Placed in a couple of other things. I've got the fusion core recharger thingamajig, just like so. It's like a sort of pickling machine, so we can pickle our Mothman eggs. That's just merged in, nice and simple. A few other little bits and bobs. Got the old pans hanging from the ceiling. They are great. I absolutely love that using these things. They just set the kitchen off lovely. Got a till for the old taking money. And then we've just got a few bar pieces, and I merged on a Nuka-Cola display rack thing, just so you know we can sell Nuka-Colas as well. Got to sell drinks as well as food. Over here I've just got a display case, which I will link also another video that I've done that goes through merging display cases and filling them up like this and stuff like that. Right, then I've just placed in a couple of half walls just to fill in some gaps. Next to it is a few bar pieces, and with these ones I've just sort of stacked them up to make an entrance area into the kitchen. If you want to get them lights in at the top, just break the bottom bars and then it will all disappear and you can place the lights. Just take a look at the roof. I've put glass in the middle just to let some natural light in, which I think's turned out pretty well. And yeah, got a few people in here buying stuff. Chain link fence just to sort of divide some walls. With Bob, I absolutely loved him when we first got him, and it was great, and I really wanted to make a camp. This was the first thing I put in the camp. I wanted to do something with Bob. So it's just a simple merge here. I've used the White Springs countertops, merged him down, and then I've merged the whole lot of it down onto the foundation just to push it lower, so when you sit at these stools like I'm about to demonstrate, you know, this is perfect height. I've had a few people come to this camp and we've all sat round here waiting for Bob to chop us up some food. Now if you want to place the meat pile like what I've done underneath him, obviously because he's got to throw his waste somewhere, all you need to do is burn the counter piece that he's merged into and it will totally make him disappear, and then you can place that down, repair it all. And over here we've just got like some more bar pieces where people can just sit and chill out. I mean, it's a takeaway place, you've got to sit there, wait for your food. With the old lights, I've done it so it looks like a few new cola bottles. They're just merged down into that bar piece. And then over here, it's like someone's been having something to eat. So all I've done with this one was take a simple little bench, merge down a few flowers, and place a bit of meat on it, then merge it all into the bar piece. And that's pretty much anything interesting inside covered. If you have any questions about anything, about how I build or how I merge things, please just give me a shout. I'm always happy to answer any of that. Then just outside here, we've just merged in a few different little plants just into this giant metal planter tub thing. Right, then above on here, all I've done is place a couple of flowers on top of these shelves, in which that all just snaps in just go around changing all your walls to how you want them to look. Over here I've just got a clock with some wreath and fruit and flaming torches all just stacked on top of itself, and I've also chucked in a flaming torch everywhere else, just I don't know, why not. With the old scarecrow up top there, all you need to do is just flatten these two roofs down either side, and then he'll just place on top, and then you can change the roofs back again. On top of the prefab, I just chucked a couple of random little bits on there, as I do. Put a few vines up here and there, and yeah, just scrap it up as much as you can. Now with old Bob, I wanted to pull him back as far as possible so that he wasn't taking up too much of the camp. So in order to do that, all I've done was I changed these walls into the plain wooden walls. Once you burn them, they completely disappear, and then you can place Bob as far back into the corner as it let you, repair everything, and then yeah, change them all back over again. And yeah, then he sits in nice and tight, and he's out of the way. And yeah, that's pretty much it really. Let's just have a quick look at the roof. I like to use a couple of different textures just to, you know, change it up a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much us. So I really hope you enjoyed the tutorial, maybe you learnt something. I would really appreciate if you could hit the like button and the subscribe, because it just helps my channel grow. You guys are absolutely awesome, and I will keep doing tutorials as long as you keep liking them. And until the next one, I'll catch you all guys later.